All good. Shall we continue?
Yes, we can continue.
Right. Okay. Just allow me for a minute. I'll share my screen. Kindly just confirm if it is visible or not. I hope it is right. All right. Thank you, Vinasa. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Kaushik. Ganesh. So fine. Hi guys. So I'll be the instructor for the day for you, right? Okay. We are going to discuss Python. Okay. So before I'll come to the topic, let me have a quick introduction of myself. Okay. My name is Vipul, right? So it's like I'm having an overall experience of almost 9+ years, okay, in these domains, in these coding and all, right? Why I'm telling about the coding and all, because I had worked on multiple technologies. Okay, I started my career as a embedded engineer, so I was working mostly on the hardware parts like microcontrollers, microprocessor kind of thing. So it was some embedded C kind of things we were working on, where some IoT projects, like at that time IoT was a new thing in the industry. So we were getting a lot of IoT projects and IoT robotics. So these kind of things we were working on. Later on, I got some good opportunities to work on some AI projects. Okay, approx 5-6 years back. Okay, because AI was just kind of people started talking about the AI at that time. Okay, and all of a sudden it's kind of a thing. It's not just about IoT. It's like we have to create some project in which IoT and AI we have to use together. So that's how we started working on the AI part. Okay, and as we started working on AI, obviously AI is having multiple things to learn. Okay, AI is kind of umbrella, okay, under which a lot of things are there that you have to ultimately learn. Okay, and as time goes on, okay, the learning goes on, and it is a field. Okay, if I talk about AI, I'll come to Python and all, but first kind of a thing, let me give you, because ultimately you will reach over here. So you should have a fair idea actually what are you going to learn, isn't it? So it's like, what I was discussing, it's like we ultimately started working on AI, artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a kind of umbrella under which a lot of, small technologies we have to learn. Okay. Then only you can understand this whole field. Okay. It starts from obviously what? Any particular programming language. Okay. So, okay, it starts with a particular programming language. Like we have a lot of programming languages, right? Like we have a C, we have Java, we have Python, we have, kind of a n number of R programming languages. Scala is there. Okay, so most common, everyone heard about C, Java, Python. Okay, but these are not just three. Okay, we have 300 programming languages are there. Okay, so programming languages are basically, it's a, kind of a, like I'm talking with you, right? So I'm using a particular language, English, right? So I generally, what I can do, I can speak in English, I can speak in Hindi. So it's like everyone can speak one, two, or three languages or four languages in some case, right? So these are the languages that we use to communicate within ourselves. Like I have to communicate with you, okay? You have to communicate with me, okay? So you have to choose a common language, okay? It's not like that I know German and you know kind of French and we can communicate. No, we have to use some common language that both of us knows. Okay, that is the only way of communication. Okay, same thing when we are talking about the system. Like we have to create something for the system. Okay, so system understands what? System can only understand one or zero. Okay, for a system, okay, for a computer, for any kind of thing which is created on a chip, okay, only one thing that guy can understand, like this is a system, this guy can only understand one or zero, right? Switch on, switch off. Okay, that's it. Switch on one, switch off zero. Okay, so that is how a system performs, because system is not having a brain like us. Okay, our brain is different. Our brain basically, kind of a functions like we have a human brain, right? System is what? System is a something which is an electronics component. okay, in which you just supply some electrical signals, okay, and that electrical signals make something on or make something off, okay. Some of the ports gets on, some of the ports gets off. So ultimately everything is 1 or 0 for it, right? So there is some programming language developed which can, which can coordinate with the hardwares that a system is having. Like a system is having what kernel layer is there, right? It is having so many kind of chips that are integrated within it. Okay, so there are some programming languages developed, okay, which can communicate, which can let a system know that what to do. Now, how this programming language is developed, that is not what we have to study. That is not our concern, right? We don't have to think like, okay, how C is created, or how Python is created, how Java is, because we are not here to develop or create any programming language, right? We have to use it, okay? Like, suppose you are going to learn English, okay? So is it like you learn like, okay, how English is created? Let's deep dive into history, okay? How English is created? Who invented it? What was the first word? Like that is of no relevance, right? Like if you know that thing also, it will not help you, okay. So same thing, like how it is being created, what was the process, how it integrated, no point of learning that at this stage, okay, but because it is already created, right? So we have to use it, right? So it's like, like Uh, so it's like we have to use a programming language using which we can write a program that a system can understand. Okay. So we have a lot of programming languages, right? Like we have a C, we have a Java, okay, we have a Python, okay, we have a Scala, right? So the now question is why Python? Okay, why it is Python that we are going to learn? Why can't we go with C? Why can't we go with Java? See, you can go with any programming language, right? There is no such limitation that you have to learn only Python, then only you can be a machine learning developer, or you can be a data scientist, or you can be a AI developer. There is no such limitation, there is no such rule, there is no such kind of a protocol. Okay, that Python can is the only way. Okay, you have a multiple ways, you have a multiple programming language that you can use. So if we can learn any programming language, then why people are mostly talking about Python, right? 90% of the courses are that are running, okay, 90% of the courses who basically in which we learn AI or machine learning or data science, why they are mostly focused on Python, okay, fine. So there is one more thing. Suppose you are going to learn a front-end development. Okay. So when you learn a front end development means what? Like a website. Okay. The front end of website, how a website will look like. Okay. So how a website will look like, if you are going to learn that thing, what language will you prefer? JavaScript, right? Java. Okay. So it's like, every programming language is having a upper hand in a particular domain. That doesn't mean other programming language can't do that. Okay, other programming language can also do that, but in that particular field a particular programming language is having a upper hand. The reason is to use. Okay, like in the data science field we have to do a lot of statistical and mathematical calculations. Okay, actually, kind of in there is another thing that AI is depending upon, that is what? Statistics, statis, statistics, and mathematics. Okay, fine. So in data science machine learning field, we have to do a lot of statistical and mathematical calculations. Okay. So, when people come to this thing, so many of you may be thinking, oh, I don't know, I'm very weak in mathematics. How can I work on it? I'm not good in statistics. How can I work with it? So similar questions came to so many people who are trying to work on data science and machine learning, because everyone is not good in maths. Everyone is not good in stats, right? So similar questions came like, okay, I am not good in stats, how can I work? I am not good in maths, how can I work? So people started thinking about, if I'm not good, I have to find out a way. So they find a way that, okay, if I will use Python, okay, Python can make my job easier. If I am not that good in stats, no worry, Python programming language can make my job easier. Okay. For C, I have to do more effort. If I am willing to use C, okay, I can use. But when it comes mathematics and statistics, okay, so to program something which can do the mathematical calculation, to program something which can do the statistical calculation, I have to do a little more effort. I have to be better in mathematics and statistics. Then only I can use C. Then only I can use Java, or then only I can use something else. But if I am not good in stats, I am not good in maths, okay, still there is one programming language which can make my job easier, which will do the things on my behalf, okay, more effectively, more faster, more easily, and that is Python. Okay, why? Because Python is richest in terms of libraries. Okay, Python is richest. It is having a huge set of support libraries. More than 300 libraries are there. Okay, more than 300 libraries are there. That's why it is very supportive when you are going for statistical and mathematical calculations. Okay, you need not to worry about your kind of like, oh, I got very less mark in math, how will I work? No worry. Okay, Python say that I will do your job. You just write the command. So you have to just learn the command. The command is just, 2 line 3 line commands are there that you have to write, and Python will do all your calculations. Okay, so that is how, we started learning Python, because Python was the thing, like, if you have to reach somewhere, okay, and you are having a bike, like suppose you have to travel 100 kilometer, you are having a bike and you are having a car, obviously you will prefer a car, right? Same thing. Okay, it's like you have to code something, you have to create something, you are having two programming language, using a particular programming language, it will take me 1 hour. Okay, using other programming language, it will take me 15 minutes. So obviously you'll take that programming language which will take 15 minutes to write the logic and do the things, isn't it? Why will you choose a programming language which will take 1 hour? So it is like that. Okay, you can use any programming language. The only thing, Python is more effective, more faster, okay, and more helpful. Okay, Python is more helpful in writing the statistical and mathematical part of data science and machine learning. Okay, so I was talking about, we started working on AI. So first thing that we have to work on, what? Programming language, so that we can write the program that a system can understand. Okay. Thereafter, the statistics and mathematical part, very important, right? Thereafter, we learned about what? Machine learning. Sorry, we learned about data science. Okay. Thereafter, we learned about machine learning. Okay. Thereafter, it came deep learning and neural network. Okay. Thereafter, it came natural language processing, which is NLP. Natural language processing. And since last 6 months, right, a new thing came in under this umbrella, okay, which is generative AI, right? So this came in last 6 to 7 months only, okay, like when people start talking about it after ChatGPT launched and all, right? So it's like, we have, it's a field which is continuously growing. After 2 years, 3 years, you'll find some point number 8 as well. Okay, point number 9, point number 10. This is a growing field. It is not something which is saturated. Okay, you can say it is still a kid, right? So it's like, this is something which is continuously growing, and with the experience, when we work upon we get more and more opportunities, right? So it's like, even suppose someone is just kind of a good in these three things, okay, so that guy will get an opportunity as a data scientist, as a data analyst, right, as a data kind of a engineer, right, like knows only up to data science, only three things knows. That guy knows only three things only: how to program, okay, some statistical and mathematical concepts, and data science concept. So there are multiple fields are there for that guy: data scientist, data analyst, data engineer, right? Someone knows up to here machine learning, so fields are like machine learning developer, okay, the machine learning developer will be added, okay, with a deep learning and neural network it will be neural network developer. So it's like, it's a ever growing, it's a field which is continuously growing, where we have to learn a lot of things. And AI is some, generally people get confused with the term AI, like what is AI, how AI is different from machine learning, okay, how AI is different from deep learning. So AI is a umbrella, and these are the subdomains of AI. Okay, so these things you learn with the time goes on. As of now, we have to focus what? We have to focus the very first thing, okay, which is programming language. Okay, which programming language? The Python programming language, right? Okay, so let me tell you about. Okay. Okay. So okay, I was introducing myself, and in that I just came to describe these things, right? So yeah, so that's how we started working on AI. And also in last 6 7 years, when I was working mostly on the AI things, okay, had worked with so many different kind of organizations on different kinds of projects, right? Like some banking projects were there, okay, like loan approval, credit card approval kind of stuffs for Citibank, and some few more banks were there. Okay, thereafter some service sector projects were there, in which we worked with some food delivery industry, okay, analyzing, and that helps them to decide the price values like of the food and all, okay, the offers, and kind of the minimizing the wastage, in the food delivery industry. In the food industry there's a big challenge is the wastage of food. Okay, so that wastage of food can be minimized. I'm not saying that it can be completely wiped out, but yeah, that can be minimized a lot with the help of data science and machine learning, right? So we had given some consultancy on that part as well, and had worked with a team, right? Thereafter, we also work upon some price prediction model for kind of used vehicles. Okay, now you can say that used vehicles is a very growing market, right? Like we are having a company like Cars24 is Spinny. Okay, so they work on a pan India label, right? So they used to sell car, right? The used car. So buying, selling, okay, on a pan India level, the price things differs a lot. Okay, it is not like a small shop, right, where a shop owner is deciding the price. Okay, it's a daily, they're buying thousands of cars, selling thousands of cars, right? So it's like, uh, they need some data science and machine learning kind of a model. So we had also worked on such kind of project as well. So it was a multiple domain experience I do have. So I'll just try to kind of give some good sort of real time examples, or share some good sort of real time examples with you, so that you can learn how things actually work. Okay, apart from just kind of writing the code, okay, or kind of working on, okay, this is a code, or creating a logic on some random thing. Okay, we will try to use some real time examples, okay, so that we can see whatever that we are learning, right, how it can be implemented. Like for example, see, when we were a kid, first we learn what ABCD, right? Then we learn, with the help of those ABCD, we learn how to create words, okay, how to form words, and with the words we learn how to write a sentence. Okay, and then we come to know where these sentences can be used. Okay, these sentences can be used in writing a letter, in writing an application, in communications. Okay, so we can communicate today just because back in our life we had studied ABCD. Okay, and with the ABCD we form words and sentences, then we are using it. Same thing over here. We'll start from the scratch. Okay, we learn the ABCD of programming. Okay, very basic, like how things work. Then from the basic we'll go to the intermediate level. Okay, in the intermediate level it's kind of a forming of words. Okay, and then we go for the advanced level. Okay, where we will try to create some good applications. Okay, so step by step we'll go. Okay, in case you find any doubts, anything which you can't understand, I request you to kindly put your doubts in the chat. If you can unmute yourself, you can unmute and ask your questions. Okay, I'll make sure that I will not go to the next topic until unless your current topic is clear for each, and I want 100%. It's not like that we have a 15 or 16 people, then 10 understood and 5 6 not understanding, and I'm going ahead. It will be not like that. I want that each 100% response. I want, it's like if 15 people are there, I want all 15 should understand each and every point that I explained. Okay, even one guy can't understand, if one guy needs the revision, if even one person needs that, okay, I have to repeat everything, I will repeat that. Okay, and that process will goes on. I have, if I have to repeat for 3 times, I'll repeat that. Every time I'll try to take different examples. Okay, so that those guys who understood, they can also get something, right? So every time I'll try to take different examples to explain a topic. Okay, and it should be 100% response required. So please support me and let me know whatever that you can't understood, right? Fine. So we have to start with the, I'll take your questions, right? In every, kind of 15-20 minutes, right? Fine. So Python programming language I was discussing about, right? So Python programming language, there are certain things we need to know. First of all, it is a open source programming language, all right? Okay. Now, what is open source, right? Open source means, there are certain things that we use in our life. We have to take a license for that, isn't it? There are certain things that we use in our life, we have to take a license. Like for example, if you have to drive a bike, you have to take a license. But if you are just driving a cycle, using a cycle, right, so you need not a license, right? So driving a license, sorry, driving a cycle, you are not required to take any license. So driving a cycle is a kind of open source. Okay, but driving a bike, you need a license, right? So that is not open source. Same thing happen over here. Okay, there are few things in this IT sector. Okay, there are few softwares. Okay, in this IT sector, to use those software, you have to pay something. You have to take a license. Okay, you have to pay. When you pay, you'll take a license, and the use is very limited. The use is limited to few person, and that is important for the security reasons as well. Okay, so it's like, that is what, when you use something which is not open for all. Okay, for using that you need a proper license. It can be a license that you can get after learning. Okay, it can be a license that you can get after paying some amount. Okay, the rules can be different. In some case you may need to learn something, in some case you may have to pay something. So when you are taking such license to use something, that is not open source. But in case of Python, it is called open source because you are not required any license. You don't need any license to write a Python script. Okay, you can be a Python developer. Okay, you can write a script, you can publish a script, you can publish your app, you can sell your app. Okay, Python will not ask any revenue share from you. Like suppose you created an app, you created something using Python programming language, and you are selling that particular app, or you are selling that particular product, suppose in some X amount. Okay, so that X amount only belongs to you. You may have to pay some taxes to government, that is different thing, but that X amount only belongs to you. Python will not ask, or the Python community will not ask that, okay, you earn X amount, give me 10%. No. Okay, so it is open source, which means you can use it free of cost, you can develop free of cost. No one is going to ask any single penny from you. No one will ask that whether you know Python, you don't know Python, that doesn't matter. Okay, you can, if you know Python, you can write uh, correct code. If you don't know Python, you'll write an incorrect code. That's your kind of a way of using it. Okay, Python community doesn't care about it, right? So that makes it open source. That's why it can be used by anyone. Second thing, it is a high level programming language. Okay, right? So high level programming language means what? Is it very tough? No. Here high level means what? It is having a cross platform compatibility. Cross platform compatibility. Which means what? Whatever the OS you are using, like, I am writing this code, I will use Mac. Okay, someone can use Windows. Okay, some of us can use Linux, right? So we are having some, different type of OS in the, like, people are using in the industry. It's not like that everyone is using Mac, it's not like that everyone is using Windows, right? So there are certain software which is not having a support for, like, if you are having, like, suppose there are certain softwares like is very limited to be used in Windows, you can't use in Mac. There are certain software which you can use in Mac but you can't use in Windows, right? Python is, or suppose there are certain programming language using which you create something in Mac but you can't use in Windows. Okay, like programming language is there, right? And you can do what, you can write a code in Mac, you created something, but that can't be used in Windows. Okay, but Python is not having such nature. Okay, it is very, kind of versatile. Okay, it is a thing where if you write something in Mac, that can be used, modified, updated in the Windows as well. Okay, if you write something in Windows, that can be, modified, that can be used, that can be triggered, that can be launched in Mac as well. Okay, it means, suppose I created something in my system. Okay, suppose I created something in my system as a Mac system. Okay, and someone is using Windows, I will send the file and that guy can use my file easily. Okay, there'll be no problem that, okay, your system will know, we can't say no, this is created in Mac, I'll not use it. Okay, or if you, like, suppose someone had created something in Windows, they can easily give me a file, I can use it in Mac, my system will not say no, this is created in Window, I can't use. So this is how my system will not behave. So why? Because file is a Python file. Python file is having a cross platform compatibility which can be used in any OS that is available. Okay, so these are the two features. Now, third, what are the areas where we can use it? So Python are used for, you know, web development. That means there is a web development, that means a website development kind of things, right? Data science, right? Machine learning. Okay. So there are so many areas where you can use this Python programming language. All right. You want to be a developer, any like web developer, you want to be a data science scientist, you can usually use the Python programming language. Right. So these are the things about the basic things like how Python programming language can be used. Now, fourth point is development. How can I develop something, right? So before I'll come to the development part, I'll just see the chat, right? If there is some query, I'll get into it, and thereafter we will start discussing about the development part, like how can I write a code or how can I create something using a Python programming language, right? Mhm. Right, Kaushik. Kanishk, okay, sorry. So, right, Kanishk, thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts. So, Kanishk, I don't know like if it is visible to everyone or not. There is a very good point Kanishk put over here in the chat. Let me write it over here. Okay. If it is visible to you, it's good. If not, then I'll just put it over here so that everyone can get. Python is having a lots of libraries that help us to sort in the PGM or sort in the program. I guess PGM you mean program, right? Is it true that AI will take over our jobs in upcoming? So this is a very common question that AI will take over our job or something like that. So it is not like that, guys, right? Uh, you know, I'll to explain this, I'll take a very simple example, right? Okay. In every decade, right? In every decade, there is something used to disrupt the market. Okay, just start from last 100 years, right? Not 10, 20 years, right? Just consider last 100 years. In every particular decade, right, there is something that came that completely disrupt the market. Okay, so it started with the machines. Okay, like few 100 years back, machines came first. People think, oh, machine will is going to take our jobs, what we will do. But is it happens? No. Okay, machine created more jobs, right? More things will came into the, like, more opportunities came into the market. When machine came into the market, same thing people were discussing, right? After machines, like vehicles came, right? So many cars and so many things. Thereafter we have a different, that again disrupt the market. With the machine, the vehicles came. Thereafter it's like uh, initially it was something like computers came. Okay, if I talk about like some computers, or before computer it was some more things, some more electronics component will keep growing, but yeah, computer is a main milestone. Okay, so computers came. People are again saying, okay, computers are going to take the job, but is it happen? No, only computers makes our job easier, right? And more jobs are created with computers, right? Thereafter mobile phone came, right? So people think, okay, if mobile phone is there, then what a postman will do? Okay, where the post office will go, right? So it is going to eat the jobs. So is it like mobile phone ate the job? No, it's just like it created more job. The mobile phones, more towers. People are engaged in more operating the mobile phones, more mobile towers, more technological advancement are there. People are engaged in that. So that many people were not engaged in kind of some conventional thing, right? So mobile phone came, then a smartphone came. Okay, thereafter this cloud technology came, right? So with the cloud technologies, kind of a storage capacities were developed. Then machine learning came. Okay, then data science, machine learning. So now in this decade, okay, in this decade, a new thing came, which is generative AI, right? So it's like in every decade there used to be something, okay, which disrupts the market. Okay, if you just consider the last 100 years, 200 years of data, right? So yeah, market disruption happened, but it's nothing like that job is going to, like, AI is going to take the jobs or something like that. Yeah, only thing you need to be, now we are a human, right? We evolve. Okay, so we have to evolve ourselves. We have to kind of make ourselves ready for the upcoming needs. Okay, we can't sit and relax that. Okay, that's if you want to be relaxed, you can go for some government job things, right? So there also, I that is also not true actually. Nowadays for government job as well, you need to kind of develop yourself. Okay, that is true in the earlier days, but nowadays I think for the government jobs as well, you have to evolve yourself. Yeah, so it's kind of a thing which as a human we have to be ready. You have to prepare ourselves for the next age technologies. Okay, whatever that is coming, we if we are keep learning, if we are developing ourselves with those things, okay, there is no such thing that the AI is going to take the jobs. Yeah, it's just like it is going to make the things easier, and there will be more requirement for the high end uh, you know high end technologies. Okay, like suppose someone is having a, there are three stages are there. One is called lower skill set, then middle skill set, then higher skill set. Okay, so more opportunities will be there for the higher skill sets, you can say like that. Okay, more opportunities for the higher skill sets. Lower skill sets obviously is always having a opportunity. Okay, the some challenge someone will face will be of middle skill set. Okay, that is the only thing that I can say as of now. But as per my analysis, but this is my analysis, that is not going to be, you can't say that is going to be true. Okay, but what I think, someone can have some other point of view. Okay, the market may behave some in some different way as well. I'm not sure about it, but yeah, what my thinking is that, okay, it requires the high skill set, will have a more of opportunity in coming age. Yeah. Why view sitting is made like this? Unable to see. How can unmute myself? Unable to see any message from others. Okay, guys, if you are putting the message, do one thing. Select everyone, right? So if you select everyone, it will be posted in public, right? So if you are putting any question, try to select everyone in the chat. When you select everyone in the chat, your question will be seen to everyone else. Okay, this is a very good question Kanishk had asked. Okay, see, you mentioned that Python is having more than 300 plus libraries, right? So are we supposed to use all of them? See, what I said, Python is an open source programming language, right? Since it is an open source programming language, anyone can create a library and can publish it. Okay, you can also create a module, a Python module or Python library, same thing. If someone is saying Python module or someone is saying Python library, consider it same, right? So you can also create a Python module, you can also create a Python library and can publish it, right? So it's like, it is having such a huge set of libraries being a open source programming language, right? Now, all these libraries we don't have to learn. Okay, we will mainly focus on 3 or 4 or maximum 5 libraries, because these libraries are for different uses. Okay, like we have a libraries for, there are certain libraries, there are certain frameworks for web development. So we don't have to use them until unless we want to be a web developer. Okay, there are certain libraries which are for the web developers, so we don't have to use them, because if you don't want to be a web developer, there is no use of for you. Okay, same way, if someone is going for a web development, okay, so using Python, okay, learning web development using Python, for that guy, the libraries of data science and machine learning is of no use, right? Same way, someone is going for a firmware developer or a software developer, so that guy will use the libraries which is useful in that particular area. Okay, so in our case, we are having some limited libraries that we have to use. Okay, like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Scikit-learn. Okay, so there are some 4 or 5 libraries are there which we have to use, and even we don't have to learn them. Okay, please don't think that I'll make you learn them. Okay, I'll make you practice them, right? You'll practice that much, that so many queries, so many times we will practice it. Okay, so many examples we will do it. It automatically, um, kind of creates a space in your brain, right? And you will never forget it, right? Okay, fine. So, fine. This is so, yeah. What I said, if you're putting any question, kindly select everyone and put your text. Okay. So these are the 2 questions, right? Fine. So development part, right? Okay. So for the development, okay, using any programming language, we use some software. Okay. Because where do we write the code? Okay. Is it like I can write the code over here in the paint and it will work? No. Okay. We have to write, because everything that is created, there's a code behind it. Okay. Like Mozilla Firefox is what? Is a web browser. Okay, this is created using Python. Okay, some Python codes were used in Mozilla Firefox. Okay, so it's like, YouTube. Okay, so like YouTube is not completely created on Python, yeah, but yeah, Python is used over there as well, right? So it's like, there are so many. Instagram, for the development of Instagram as well, Python is played a very important role. Okay, so there's so many applications that you are using nowadays in which Python plays in Cora. Okay, if you heard about Cora, right? Python was used very extensively in creating the Cora, right? So there are so many, kind of application that you see in our day-to-day life. Okay, and we use in our day-to-day life. Okay, so that was created using Python, right? So if you ever wants to know what you can do, you can just use it over here. Just a minute. Okay, you can, if you will just see, I'll show you. Popular, uh, popular applications created using apps created with Python, right? So let's see. Few already I named you, right? Few you can see over here. If you do a search, you'll get a lot of them. But it doesn't mean that only Python is used. Okay, Python is one of the programming language which is used to create something. There people uses so many things like JavaScript people uses. Okay, some other things also people uses, right? So, but Python is one of the things that are used, like in a Spotify, Instagram, Firefox. It is not mentioned, but for Firefox also it is used, right? So there are so many things, but to create these things, these are the outputs, these are the final products. Okay, to create these final products, we write a code. Okay, so where do we write a code? Can we write a code anywhere, anywhere, whatever I got again, kind of a paint I can write? And there are certain things that are used to write a code. Okay, there are certain softwares that are used to write a code, and that software is named as what? IDE. Okay, or that is called interactive development environment. Okay, or it is also in case of Python it is called IDLE. Okay, same thing, interactive development and learning environment. Okay, it means what? It is like a environment, it will be a software, okay, where we can write a code. Okay, why it is called interactive? Interaction means what? Interaction means I speak something, you speak something. Okay, that is what called interaction, right? That means suppose I ask you a question and you are giving me an answer, that is called interaction, right? So that's why these are called interactive, because every line of code that you write, okay, you can see the output of that. Okay, like everything, anything that is created, okay, is not created in one go, right? Anything that is created, any software that is created is not created in one go. It is not like that in the morning 6 a.m. I sit, I start writing the code, and by 6 p.m. in the evening I created something. No. Okay, it's like everything that we can see is created brick by brick. Okay, we write the code in small portions. Okay, and after writing the code in small portions, okay, the end result that we basically see. Okay, so the every small portion of the code, how is it behaving? Is it going right? Is it going wrong? Okay, so that can be done only with the interaction. Okay, like we write a code, like we just write a code, like for example, to say hello. Okay, we write a code to say hello, then we have to check it like whether it is saying hello or not, right? So we write a code to say hello, we'll run it, and we'll check it is saying hello or not. So that can be done through these guys. Okay, it can do a interaction, whatever the instruction I'll give, it will follow my instruction and give me the output, so that I can say that okay, everything is going good and I can go ahead. Okay, these environment can help me to identify my errors, identify my mistakes. Okay, after we identify my mistakes, after I identify my errors, I can correct them, right? So we have to use IDE or IDLE for the development, right? Now what are the IDE or IDLE which are available, right? So see, most conventional IDE is what? Python IDE. Okay, this is the most conventional ideally. Conventional means what? It is default. Okay, it is given with the Python programming language, right? Second one is what? Python notebook. Okay. Then we have what? PyCharm. Okay. Then we have what? Uh, Visual Studio Code. Okay. One of the my favorite was Atom. Okay. 1 year before or when I was coding earlier, I preferred a lot Atom. But why am I saying that it was my favorite? Why it is not my favorite? Because Atom was very nice IDE. Okay, it was growing a lot. People are liking much, but these VS Code guys purchased it. Okay, it was purchased by VS Code, like the developer community, whoever had developed the VS Code, it is like Microsoft and all. They purchased Atom, okay, and discontinued it. Okay, so nowadays Atom you can't use because it is discontinued. VS Code purchased and discontinued it. Okay, because it was creating some challenge for the VS Code. So there are a lot of competition also going on. Okay, in this field where lot of IDs are there and they are having a lot of competitions. They used to give good features, okay, compared to others, so that more people, more developers can use them. Okay. So as of now, these three, like conventional ID is there, which is obviously you can get it from the official Python website. This thing you can get from official Python website. Okay, this ID is what is not, people don't use it much because it is very simple in nature, right? And it is like kind of a why don't we use BSNL? Okay, why do we prefer Airtel or Jio? Same thing over here. It is like a BSNL of this coding thing, right? It is something which you kind of use, right? It is so simple and boring that writing a code is not. If you write a code, that will not be interesting, right? I'll show you everything. So this is you can get it from the official Python website, right? These are the things you have to download and use it separately. Okay, is it like all of them you have to use? No, you can choose any one of them. As a beginner, we can start with this one. This is very good. As a beginner, we can use them. Okay. And once we get experienced, okay, we thereafter we can go for PyCharm, VS Code, and something more. Right. But as a beginner, this is quite good. Right. So it is what it is, a software where we can write a code. Right. From where I can get this software? Yeah, you can get this software from the official Python website. How can I access official Python website? Let me show you. Python 3.9 download. Why am I telling you 3.9 download? Because Python 3 is having, nowadays we are using Python 3. Okay, only Python 3 is there, which is in use. But in Python 3 also we have multiple versions, right? Like 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4. Okay, as of now, the most recent one is what? I guess 3.11 or 3.12. Okay, the most recent one, if you see, I'll show you. Python. If I just search for Python download, right? Okay, two things I searched. One, I searched Python download. One, I searched Python 3.9 download, right? I'll open up both the things, right? Okay. So when I am opening 3.9, so it is giving me the option to download. Okay, so it just open up. Okay, fine. So when I open 3.9, it has given me the option to download Python 3.9 from these links. Okay. When I opened up the official, it is giving me 3.12. Okay. That means most recent one is what? 3.12. Okay. Then why am I telling you to use 3.9? There is a reason behind it, right? See, whenever the recent version came, the latest version came of Python, it used to have some bugs because it is created newly created thing. Okay, it is created very new, very recent. Okay, so it used to say they are also having 3.13. Okay, 3.13 pre-release is also there. Okay, pre-release means what? It is not released. It is released to just it is released to for those person who wants to use and identify the bugs. Okay, if you want to use this and identify the bugs, you can identify the bugs and inform the community, okay, for the for fixing that, right? So that's why it is pre-release, right? So 3.12 is the most recent, right, which is available in public domain. But the latest one is having two problems. Problem number one, there used to be some bugs. Okay, so with that bugs, for a coder, for a beginner coder, it may be little difficult. Okay, some command is there which is a correct command. Okay, may not work properly in the recent. I'm not saying all the commands, few, only one or two, even it is less than 1%. Okay, just less than 1% also. Okay, so in that case, also suppose that thing only you have to use, it is not working good, so you will get what? Frustrated. That is one reason, that it is working for everyone, it is not working for you, right? So you'll get frustrated. That is one reason. Second reason, Python is updated itself because Python may have added some new features. Okay, Python added some new features into the recent release. Okay, and it had updated itself. But it may happen that the libraries that you have to use, okay, obviously there are some libraries that we have to use for our purpose. Okay, like for example, for web development or data science or machine learning, we will use some libraries. Okay, so that libraries are updated or not updated, that is also a question. Okay, suppose we are using the most recent version of Python, right? We are using most recent version of Python, but the libraries which are available are not compatible with the recent version. Okay, the available libraries that we have to use, the available libraries are what? Libraries are basically the support for the coding. Okay, libraries are the support for the coding. Okay, like for example, you have to travel 1 kilometer. Okay, so you can walk 1 kilometer, right? No one will stop you. Okay, but at the same time, you can board a metro train, you can board a bus, you can board a cab, you can board a taxi. So if you can board a metro train, or if you can board a bus, or you can board a taxi, you can reach there easily and faster. Same thing libraries do. Okay, without libraries also you can code. No one will is going to stop you. No one will say, oh, how dare you coding without library. It's fine, you can code, but without libraries is coding like walking 1 or 2 kilometer. Okay, if you have to travel for 1 or 2 kilometers, so you have to walk, right? So you can say, yeah, it will be good for my health if I walk for 1 or 2 kilometers. It will be good for your health, no doubt, but that is a time taking process, right? So I'm just trying to take example, don't get into that particular discussion. Okay, just I'm taking examples. So same thing, like when we code with the help of libraries, our coding becomes easier, okay, and faster. So it's like, if you are using the most recent one, what happened? The most recent one will is may not compatible with the libraries which may not been updated, because in this field everything used to be updated on a regular interval. Okay, suppose libraries are not updated because of some reason. Okay, and this we are using recent one, so there may be a compatibility issue. Okay, a lot of compatibility issue may be there. Okay, this guy is not compatible with this one, right? So it is like that, right? So that's why we preferred a little older version. Okay, I generally prefer a little older version like 3.9, 3.10, 3.11 is also good, right? So little older, not too old, otherwise you will not get a lot of features. So little older, one or two step back, right? You can use 3.9 or 3.10, right? So now from here we can download according to our own what? According to our own OS. This is a Mac, this is for Windows, and this is for Linux, right? So You can download it and install it, right? So I am sharing the link with you. Google Colab, I'll tell you, Anil, if you know about it, it's good. Okay. Okay. Hardik asked me, create more. Okay. Have you heard with the difference between IDLE and IDE? See, IDLE and IDE is same thing. Okay. IDE is, if someone asks you IDE, many time we call IDE, which is interactive development environment, and IDLE is interactive development and learning environment. Okay. Only the name is different. Okay. Working is same. Okay. Both are used to write the code, right? IDE, you will write the code. IDLE, also you will write the code. Okay, Python community calls its IDE as IDLE. Okay, only Python community do what? Calls its IDE as IDLE. Okay, other calls it as IDE, but Python community calls it as what? IDLE. Okay, so I had shared the link with you. You can download it from there, right? And we have to install it. Okay, so before installing, I'll tell you what. I'll just try to, just a minute. Okay, I'll give you the instruction, right? So from that link, once you download it, what is it? Okay, once you download it, right, you have to do what? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me, like, suppose if someone is using Mac, they can use this thing, right? I'm sharing this link with you. And if you're using Windows, you can use this thing. This is 8664 means what? It is compatible for 64-bit and 32-bit both, right? So once you download it, you have to install. For installation, install, you will click. But there is something you have to do. While installing this thing, you'll get an option on a window. It will be written over there in the lower part. Add to path. Okay, while you install this software, okay, you'll get this kind of thing. Okay, that means I'll tell you how. Suppose you are installing it, right? So while installing any software, what happen? You get a Windows. Okay, here it will be written something. Okay, some text will be written. Okay, agreement and other things are features and other things are there, right? So there is a particular option that you get over here in the lower section, which will be written as add to path. Okay, so kindly check this box. Okay, if you don't check, okay, later on we have to do it manually. So if you can check, it will be good. Okay, our effort will be lesser. So kindly do check this box while installing. Okay, so please install it. In case you have installed, you can sit relaxed, right? And if you have not installed or your system is not having this guy, kindly install it. This is just a software which will be used for Python coding. Coding means was to develop something, right? Like to write something, you have to purchase a notebook. Right? No one, people will not teach you to write on the wall, right? Okay, write anywhere, write on the floor. Okay, there is a protocol we have to follow. You have to purchase a notebook. In that notebook, you have to write using a pen or pencil. Same thing over here. To write a code, it is not like that anywhere you can write. There is a certain dedicated software that you have to install into your system. So this is one of that dedicated software. One of that dedicated software. Okay, so, you can install it. If you have already installed, well and good. If you have not installed, kindly install it. I had shared the link with you. If you are using some other version, no worry, it's totally fine. You are using 3.10, 3.11, or someone is using 3.12. It's totally fine. No worry. Okay. Any version you can use, but it should be above 3.8. Okay. Try to use above 3.8. Below 3.8, there are certain advanced things that may not be supported. Okay, there are some things that are some recent developments. Okay, those recent development may not be supported in the versions below 3.8. Okay, so kindly use any version above 3.8, it's totally fine. Right. So I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Please install it. In case anyone is facing any problem while installation, please let me know. Right. You can take 5 minutes of time to do the things. Installation is going on. In case someone faced, I'm trying to go as slow some possible, considering that everyone is newbie over here. Okay, if someone is having some prior experience and all, nothing to worry. Okay, as of now, initially you may find something very basic, but as course proceeds, right, you find that okay, you will also learn something which you don't know, right? So it's like if anyone is having any problem in understanding whatever I am speaking, kindly let me know. If you have the problem with the language or you want uh, me to explain in some other language, any topic, do let me know, right? Like for example, I guess I'm trying to speak a very simple English, right? Still, if anyone wants to listen or anyone wants that I should explain, apart from English, I can only speak Hindi, right? So इफ एनीवन वांट्स, अगर किसी को चाहिए कि वो मैं कोई टॉपिक या कुछ हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन कर दूं, प्लीज डोंट हेजिटेट, आई एक्सप्लेन दैट पार्ट, राइट? Otherwise I'm trying to explain in very simple English, right? That's what I'm doing. If you, अगर किसी को चाहिए कि नहीं आप हिंदी में ही बता दो, किसी टॉपिक को किसी चीज को एक्सप्लेन कर दो, डोंट हेजिटेट, ओके? आप मुझे बताओ, मैं एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा, ठीक है? या आदित्य, अद्वित्य, अद्वित्य, हम बताइए, एनीथिंग टू आस्क अद्वित्य? After you check add to path, click on next install. Okay, Kanisk. After you checked add to path, just check install next install. Uh, that means whatever things are there, like button is there for the install button. Yeah, you can just click on the install button, right? Whatever it is written next, or it is written install, it is written whatever. Downloaded, so you have to click on online. No online tutorial, nothing online. I will tell you, nothing to go for online tutorial, right? I am a only tutorial for you as of now. Disable path length limit, what to do with that? Okay, Aditya, can you share your screen? Let me check what options are you getting. Can you share, are you getting this sharing option? No, you're not getting. Okay, just a minute. Okay, guys, just give me a minute. Let me check. Okay, so I guess there is no sharing. Okay, I'll just try that from the next session. You can have a sharing option as well, right? Yeah, okay, it's okay. Close the okay, download. So you have to click on online tutorial. No, you don't have to click on online tutorial. Option disable path length limit. After installing, there is an option disable Yeah, you can close it, right? It's okay. Okay. Next, once the installation is done, okay, you can search on Windows, okay, a software which is called IDLE. Okay, just search for a software called IDLE. You have to open IDLE. In case anyone, like in Google Colab, I'll come to Google Colab, Abdul. There is certain thing that you need to know, because Google Colab is what? Google Colab is basically a cloud-based tool. It is an online tool. Okay, so you can use Google Colab, right, for Python development. But in case if it is not accessible for you, every time Google Colab is not accessible. Like in many organization, Google Colab is not permitted. Okay, many organization, Google Colab is not permitted. It is not like that they don't permit it because of some security reason. Because to access Google Colab, you need what? You need your Gmail account. Okay, and in many organization, opening up your Gmail account is not permitted. Right? If you can't open your Gmail account, then how can you open your Google Colab? Right? So if it is not permitted, then what can you use? Right? That's why I'm telling you this thing. Okay, so you should know both the things. Google Colab, obviously I come to that part. Google Colab will use very extensively, very aggressively, so many times. Most of the time we'll use Google Colab only. But apart from that, the next option, the second option, that is using your own system independently. How can we do that? Okay, that is what we are going to understand. Okay, fine. So we have to open IDLE, right? So when you open IDLE, you'll get something like this. I'll show you. IDLE, search for IDLE in Windows search and you get this thing. I want everyone to have this screen, right? Thereafter, I'll explain it. Here, when you open up, you will see this thing written as Python shell. Okay, here the Python version and shell. So you can take your time. Okay, in case someone is still installing or had not installed, I'll wait for 2-3 more minutes. Okay, we have 10 minutes left, so I'll not go very much into this thing today. But yeah, just let me kindly confirm if you can get this Python shell. What is this Python shell? I'll explain. Okay, but I want everyone to have the Python shell on their screen. Is it there? ओके, इंस्टॉल नहीं हो पा रहा है। ओके हार्दिक, आपको स्क्रीन शेयर करना है, कैसे करोगे आप स्क्रीन? यू हैव टू शेयर स्क्रीन। Don't worry, I will make sure that it will be installed by everyone, right? Just a minute, let me try. Hmm. Can you give me just 1 minute, okay? I'll try it that you can share your screen, right? Okay, guys, can you check? आपको you will see a share screen option. Don't worry, Kanishk. We will sort it out, right? It is, I can understand it's the first time, right? So I'm here to solve this kind of issue only, right? So don't worry, everything will be sorted out. So Hardik, can you see a share screen option at the bottom? Green color option, it's there, share screen. No? Can anyone see? किसी को दिख रहा है share screen option? No. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. No way, no way, no way.
Let me check people, okay?
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है.
Guys, just wait for 2 more minutes, okay?
Don't worry, guys. You had installed. It's fine. They can relax for some time. Okay, and if you are facing, anyone is facing, few of us are facing, difficulty in installation. Okay, so I'll help you. See, this thing, this ideally we are not going to use much. Okay, then you may ask, like, then why are you doing time pass? If you're not going to use this thing, then why are you asking us to install? Right? So it is like, it is a most fundamental thing. Okay, you should know about it. Later on, the modules that we are going to use, the libraries that we are going to use, okay, so the installation of those modules, the installation of those libraries in your system, okay, can only be done if this ideally is present in your system. Okay, so it is like, suppose in the as a kid we were using pencil. Okay, later on we start using pen, right? We don't use pencil much in our life, mostly we use pen. Okay, so it plays a similar role. Okay, it is like something which we don't use much, but yeah, it should be in your system and you should know how to use it. Okay, so so just first install this thing and thereafter we'll go ahead.
Guys, please tell me like if you are getting any option of screen sharing. Please check.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kanish, you have an option of screen sharing. Please share your screen.
Okay, Lokesh, you've installed 3.12, it's fine, nothing to worry.
I know some of you are not familiar with the screen sharing and Zoom system and all, okay? Kanish, please share your screen if it is shown to you.
There is a green color option of share screen that you see.
Yes, sir, I'm trying. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, if you are unable to share, I'm making you the panelist, okay? Now, Kanish, please accept the panelist request.
We have an option of screen sharing. Okay.
Aditya Rana. Yes, Aditya? Yeah, Kanish, now please start sharing your screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
Kanish.
Okay, so Kanishk, you had shared a particular window only. You are not sharing the complete desktop. Okay, if you don't share the complete desktop, I can't see what happened in the. Yeah, fine. So this is a cell, right? So you're getting it. Nice. Okay, so is there anyone who is not getting this cell? If you are getting this, you can relax, right? I'll tell you what to do next on it, right? If someone is not getting this cell, okay, kindly share the screen. I want to see who is there who is not getting. Okay, Hardik is not getting it. Okay, Hardik, just try to share the screen. Let me check what is going on with your system. Okay, Niti also not getting. Don't worry, Niti. Okay, Hardik, Niti, anyone else? Okay, Gaurans, Parik is also not getting. So, एक एक करके, Hardik, can you just share screen? Okay, approve me to share the screen. Okay, ठीक है, fine. Okay, so close it. इसको close कर दो आप, just close it. Okay, in the type to search, see at the bottom left hand side, just type IDLE, IDLE. Okay, आपने भी इंस्टॉल नहीं किया है. Okay, इसको close करो आप, just close it, right? Where is the software that you downloaded? Can you show me? In downloads folder, it may be there. Don't really Gordons. I'll come to that. I'll come to you. Okay, downloads folder. Open downloads folder. Okay, this is what. Okay, so just click on any one of them. एक मिनट repair. Okay, click on modify. Wait. Documentation PIP PY launch and install. Okay, click on next. Just wait. Create shortcut. Add Python to the environment variable. Okay. Precompile standard library. Download debuggings and download debug binaries. Precompile again. Create install. Okay, close it. Close it. ठीक है. Now just search for Python over there in the search. PY no ये नहीं है. PYTHON. Complete. आपने actually आपने already installed Spider and so many things you already installed. Okay. Fine. If you're typing ideally, what are you getting? The first option. The first option. All right. Fine. Okay, so you're getting it. So that's okay. Okay. Gaurans Parik. Okay. I'll make sure you can share screen. Just wait a minute.
Guys, sorry to interrupt you, Vipul. Guys,
Mm-hmm.
one more important announcement for you, okay? Uh, So the founder of function of Mr. Pritesh Kumar will be connected with you right after the class, okay? So stay here, okay? Uh, Stay here, okay? Like he will join very soon, okay? Right after the class. Don't
Okay,
leave the thing, guys. Yeah.
okay. Okay, so okay, Gordon, so can you share the screen? Now I guess you can get the option. Gordon, are you sharing? You can unmute yourself as well. Okay, आप unmute कर सकते हो गौरव स्परीक, आप unmute करके आप बोल भी सकते हो.
यस सर, हो गया इंस्टॉल।
ठीक है, हो
आपने
गया.
जो आईडीएलई बताया था वो आ गया है।
ठीक है. और किसका? नीति, नीति आपका, नीति, इज इट वर्किंग फॉर यू? नीति, are you there? Niti, kindly just confirm if you are getting ideally or that Python cell or not. You are connected with mobile, so it seems you can't share your screen. Then how can we resolve it? Because I you have to just install and search for ideally in the lower Windows search. You'll get it. If it is not working, then kind of you have to share the screen. Like I can only resolve if I can see. No worry, Niti. Just try if you can do it today. That's fine. If you can't, okay. Try to join tomorrow using your laptop so that I can help you. So this is from where we will start tomorrow. This is simple Python shell. Okay, so Python shell is a space where you can give the instruction. Like for example, here I am giving the instruction hello world. Okay, so it like print hello world. So it will print it, right? I'm giving the instruction to this guy that do one thing, 7 multiplied by 2. So it will give me what? 14. So it is simple Python shell, okay, which is a Python interpreter. Whatever instruction that we give, it will follow my instruction and do the execution. Okay. So from here we will start. Tomorrow we will see where can we write the full-fledged code. Okay, there is a space where we can write the full-fledged code. Okay, like Jupyter Notebook, Google Colab. So everything we will see in the next class, and we will start learning these things in more deeper form, right? Okay, no way, Niti, you can just resolve the query in the next class, right? Apart from Niti, I guess this is working for everyone, right? All right. Okay, Alim, what's your name, Mohammed? Almin, right? So what happened? Can you, shall I make you presenter? Mohammed Almin, shall I make you presenter? If you want, I will make you, or if you are joining from, okay, you joined the class late. Okay. See, I just today, kind of a help in installation of this thing, Python ideally. So kindly try to install it. Okay. If you can do it, it's good. If can't, if you find problem, first I'll resolve your kind of installation issue in the next class, and then we will go ahead. But please do let me know. If you can't, do let me know that okay, I tried installing it, I can't do it, so I'll help you. Is it fine? You can't do it, okay. So what can I do for you? Okay, okay, let's do it now. I'm sharing a link to you, right? Don't worry. I'm sharing a link to you. Can you open this link? I'm making you the presenter. Kindly share your screen. I'll try to do it in next 5 minutes for you. Okay. Almin, I just made you the presenter. Kindly just share your screen. All right. Are you there? Yeah. Fine. So say you can unmute yourself. आप अपने माइक को अनम्यूट भी कर सकते हो और आप स्क्रीन शेयर करो. आई सी लेट्स सी. हम इसे अभी करेंगे. 2 मिनट लगेगा, हो जाएगा, राइट? आप बस ये लिंक ओपन कर, जस्ट ओपन अप दिस लिंक दैट आई शेयर्ड विथ यू.
सर मैं फोन से ज्वाइन किया हूँ।
अच्छा, फोन से आप ज्वाइन किए हो तो सिस्टम कैसे शेयर करोगे आप?
इसमें कैमरा दिखेगा नहीं।
कैमरा, 1 मिनट रुकिए आप. कैमरे से आप कैसे, मुझे, अच्छा
बस
ठीक है.
एक मैं
तो, तो आप
उससे कर
सिस्टम की तरफ आप कैमरा, जो बैक कैमरा आपसे आप सिस्टम शो कर सकते हो.
जी।
बैक कैमरे से सिस्टम शो, सिस्टम किसमें, इसमें दिखेगा नहीं क्लियर. 1 मिनट, 1 मिनट
तो
मुझे.
मैं सिस्टम में लॉगिन करता हूँ सर।
ठीक है, ठीक है. क्योंकि
Uh,
ऐसे ये क्लियर समझ नहीं आएगा, राइट? तो आप अगर
Alvin, it will be
सिस्टम
very
ज्वाइन करोगे.
difficult for the mentor, okay?
हम्म.
Hello, Alvin. It will be
जी
very
सर।
difficult for mentor, okay? Please join the session with your laptop, okay? It will be very good for you.
ओके सर, ओके सर।
Yeah.
I request everyone to join the session with the system, right? क्योंकि whenever we write the code, okay, there will be some errors, there may be some mistakes that we may do, right? So if you joined with your laptop, it will be comparatively easier for me. मेरे लिए आसान होगा to see the things what is going on and to resolve it, right? You joined, I mean. Yeah, I'm here, I'm here. I'm here, Kanisk. I just waiting for Almin if he's joining. Almin, you there? Okay, okay, ठीक है. तो shall I make you presenter now? आप सिस्टम से ज्वाइन कर गए? नहीं किया आपने? तो आप एक काम करो, आप कल आप सिस्टम से ज्वाइन करो, ठीक है? और आप आई विल हेल्प यू इन इंस्टॉलेशन, आपको मैं हेल्प कर दूंगा इंस्टॉल करने के लिए, चलेगा? कोई बहुत टफ नहीं है, 2 मिनट में हो जाएगा ये, ठीक है? या तो अगर किसी का इंस्टॉलेशन नहीं हुआ, डोंट वरी, वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. इट इज नॉट, वी डोंट हैव अ डेडलाइन लाइक ओके 2 क्लास 3 क्लास में सब खत्म करना है. बहुत सारा टाइम है, आराम से करेंगे, राइट? सो विल डू दिस थिंग in the next session in case it is not done for anyone. Okay, so just chill. Okay guys, thank you, have a great day, we'll meet tomorrow. I'm leaving for the day.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, people, for today's session. Okay. Yeah. Guys, just wait here. Okay, for 5 more minutes. The founder of FunctionUp will be connecting with you very soon. Okay, within 5 minutes. So just wait here. Okay. Like he will share you some insights related to data science and like the industry related insights. Okay, so just wait here for 5 more minutes. Okay, it will be very helpful for you. And there is a one more session. Okay, it will be your doubt session. Okay, so whatever you learned today or whatever like you install. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask on 2 p.m. session. Okay. Yeah. So guys, I will share it. I hope everyone joined the Slack channel. Okay. If not, please join the Slack channel. The link already has been shared with you on the email. Okay. Okay, guys. So guys, just wait here. Okay, Pradesh sir will join within a 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah.